that's kind of the looming thing in the back of my head, is just no matter what, knowing that we just have to put a smile on and keep going.
I goofed. I grabbed the wrong ones, and we went into the shoot, and we were trying to get everything set up.
It's like you put all of your skill and all of your ability to plan and all of your ability to focus and all of your ability to have a witty, clever idea from a director perspective into 1 hour.
Founded in 1999 by Jason Burks, Retrospec Films is Oklahoma's largest turnkey production company of its kind. With a full-time team of over 20 talented individuals, a 12,000 square foot studio to create in, and a resume that spans some of the world's largest brands, if you love learning about filmmaking and storytelling, you've come to the right place. On each episode, we discuss the pursuit of creating things and the problems we saw by digging up projects from the last 20 years. Giving you a glimpse behind the scenes where the magic happens. You're listening to Retrospec Films from the archives.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Retrospec from the Archives. This is our in-house podcast where we dig up projects from the past and talk about all the different ways we solved problems and created greatness through our creativity and video cameras and editing and producing and all the things of that such. Join with me today, we have Jacob Hightower, director, cinematographer, actor, and professional gear packer.
Hey, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you concur?
I do concur.
Do you concur,
yeah.
sir?
Well, I mean, it was Master Tetris player at first, but that transitioned over into Master Packer. So.
Oh, yeah. Those long straight ones will get you.
Yeah, I know. They come in, you got to figure out where
to
they
wall.
go.
Always go to the wall.
Go to the wall.
And then we got Josh Garber. Let's see. Josh Garber would be studio manager, cinematographer, photographer, also master of packing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a thing. You might, I don't know if you've superseded HT, but there's been seasons.
I know we should have a pack off, I think, one of these days.
I truly think the guys under me now are better packers than me.
It's possible.
Which, hey, we'll take it. That's all we're working for.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Half the battle.
It
is. It truly is.
It is half the battle.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about a pretty cool project that we just did recently working with Canes, one of our favorite clients that we do a lot of video work for almost, not every week, but almost every week.
You have a pager, right?
We do have a pager, and it's like, go time, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Where are we going? To the airport.
Yep.
But we recently did a really cool project with them with Luke Bryan.
Y'all know I love country music, but today I'm serving up a little something closer to the heart. Welcome to Canes. Luke Bryan here. What can I get you? Today I'm raising funds with Raising Canes and my buddy Todd Graves for the Brett Boyer Foundation, a foundation dedicated to funding congenital heart disease research and uplifting the Down syndrome community. Ain't nothing like great food
and a great cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers
and the Brett Boyer Foundation. One love.
These projects are unique projects. They're out there to watch. It's a handful of stuff. It's, television content, social content, vertical reels, square stuff for Instagram, stuff that they'll cross-promote, etc. And Canes has kind of this method in which they approach their social media. It's pretty cool, but they find unique people that they can partner with, which is, common in the influencer world. This one was unique in that Canes is actually donating $1 million to the nonprofit that Luke supports. And I think kind of in a trade out, Luke was like, hey, I want to come down to the store. We'll shoot some stuff. So it was pretty fun. So I want to start just talking about this little project. Let's talk a little bit about speed. And maybe in talking about speed, why don't we start with you, Garber, just because I know that, likely on this one, a lot of the packing was on you. And we've been using these unique monitors, which kind of historically would go against my instincts. I'm like, don't give me more technology. I know what works and I'll use what works, right? Talk to us a little bit about the packing and why it's important to pack correctly and kind of the nature of the timing, and then a little bit about these monitors.
Yeah, so we've done enough of these shoots that the majority of the packing, I feel like we kind of have it pretty set in stone. But you don't want to bring too much gear, obviously, because speed is the name of the game in these shoots. And so, when we're getting there, we have 2 lights that we may set up depending if we can get power, because then that's another thing you have to worry about the entire time, and it's almost kind of hard to have them set up because it just takes somebody to be doing that alone. So gear, we have these new monitors that we've been bringing. That's probably the biggest new change, and this shoot was actually the first time that I dealt with those at all. And so they're very unique in the fact that while we're filming, our footage is being transferred to the cloud so that our editors back here in Oklahoma, no matter where we're at, can actually start editing these videos, which helps tremendously, because when we get done with these shoots, it's go, go, go.
Yeah.
And so the turnaround time is very quick. There's a lot of deliverables that have to happen right after. And so it's been a huge game changer now that we've figured it out. Being that this was my first time dealing with them, it was a little bit of a tricky thing. And there's specific, so they use MPF batteries is what they're called. And there's specific ones that we have that work great for them, but there's only like 5 of them, and there's a few other ones that look exactly like it. I goofed. I grabbed the wrong ones, and we went into the shoot, and we were trying to get everything set up. You got to have a hot spot for these, and so you're draining battery as you're trying to get these things set up. And so we got into it, and that became kind of an issue, was trying to figure out how are we going to make these last the entire time. And we, ultimately made it work like we always do, but it was definitely a stressful situation. Granted, at the end of the day, we got the shoot done, and all the footage was there, and the editors were able to tackle the deliverables. But yeah.
I think there's a lot of nuances that just go into these kinds of shoots before you start adding all of the technology and needing to use the Wi-Fi, and you're sending to a cloud, so you need really fast Wi-Fi so your editors back home can edit. And if anybody knows me, they know I'm not a technology guy. I'm like a build a fence guy. So this was actually the first shoot that I was messing with these monitors, and I remember just thinking to myself, like, we're sending what to what, like through the monitor? Okay, yeah. I've seen technology grow as I've been here. We started with tungsten lights, and now everything is LED. So I know that I have to go with the shift of technology. I just have to, no matter how I'm like, no, I want to stay to the old ways. But these monitors, it just creates this. We're already doing fast-paced stuff. So when you start to throw these other elements into it, it can make it a little. I wouldn't say stressful, because we work really well in stressful situations, I guess you could say. So it's just part of the song and dance that we do. But I do remember the battery situation, and that did make me have a little bead of sweat, because I have Todd and Luke in front of me.
Yep.
Jason's directing them, and I'm sitting here with this monitor. Now, luckily, they have little side monitors.
Yep.
That I was depending on those, because I started seeing the battery die, and Jason kind of looked at me, and then I looked at him. I'm like, we're good. I can still do this off of this monitor.
Yeah.
And so, those little things happen, and it's like the guys that just say, oh, stop, can't do it.
Right.
We got to put the camera down and go figure this out. Those are the guys that don't get rehired.
Right.
The guys and girls that go, you know what? No, we're going to make this work no matter what's being thrown at us, and we're going to do it with a smile.
Right.
That's how I think we continue work, and I think that's why clients like to work with us, is because we're not just going to throw our hands up and go, nope, don't know what to do. Like we just kind of work through it, put a smile on. We might be sweating down our back, but you know what? At the end of the day, nobody really even knew that happened.
Yeah.
Now they do.
And I
but
think
it's okay.
I think the funny thing about it too is, like, added on top of all of that, one of the uniqueness of these projects is, especially when you're working with A-list celebrities, believe me, their managers are there, and they are staring at everything, especially their watch.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's their job.
Yeah.
You know, I respect that, and it's not a problem. But it puts a lot of pressure on you. I mean, I that's why I feel like it's an honor, right? For us, it's like that we're being trusted because, I mean, heck, I can't even think of all the people, but just in the last month, you know, we did Parker McCollum and Bailey Zimmerman and Luke Bryan and, you know, I don't even know who else we've done that was a
Saquon
big deal.
Barkley we've
Saquon
done.
Barkley.
I mean, he's on the cover of Madden 2026 now.
Yeah,
Like-
so a lot of the most famous people on planet Earth, and so if you're given that opportunity, whoo, man, you better be the A game. Like you better be the,
deliver.
you know, and I think that it's also kind of forced us to step up in ways because you're not wrong. Like when you're doing something high profile, you don't want to be diddling around with equipment that you're not sure about.
Yeah.
You know, like if we had a lens that sometimes the autofocus didn't work, that's fine. Leave it at home. Give me the manual focus lens
100%.
that I've been using for 10 years that ain't never let me down. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if the motor goes bad in that lens, I can't fix it, you know? But talking a little bit about, you know, working with Luke and Todd, great people.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think keeps us going. You know, it's really cool watching Todd use his marketing to give back.
Yeah.
And that's pretty awesome. I mean, we've been a part of so many activations where they're giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars to nonprofits to help out all kinds of different needs.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool. Todd's also great to direct. He's easy on camera. Luke was great to direct. Like I was a little worried about it at first. I never really know, but really history's proven for me, like most A-level talent actually are like great at taking direction. Like they got there because they've worked with probably hundreds of directors.
Right.
And they know like their job is not to make my life suck. Their job is to make me happy. And if they do, it turns out good, which helps their career. And
Absolutely, yeah.
So like, I mean, Luke was just awesome and fun.
Yeah, he was
and-
just a good old boy.
Didn't he?
I mean,
have
really.
you like write his line down on a napkin or something?
Yeah,
Did I hear that right?
yeah, he did.
You
And-
know, yeah, everybody's got their own little things
Their
that they
little
have to do,
methods.
and
Sitting on a
yeah,
Cane's
it's
napkin.
like, yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah.
So now I've been watching. I'm like, oh yeah, he's reading off a napkin. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, and it was funny too because one of the things like when Todd got there, you know, and I was going through the screen direction with Todd, he was like, "Hey, let's simplify this, let's simplify that," which I totally respect. And then I, you know, me being a director was like, "Do we have to? I really
Yeah.
like this idea."
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, "Can we meet in the middle, Todd?"
Yeah.
And he was cool. You
Let's
know,
compromise.
It was kind of like, let's see where Luke's at, and Luke like just nailed the stuff like right then and there. And
Yep.
we got into the commercial stuff with the two of them. They both were comfortable around each other, which was great.
Yeah.
And then I remember very last minute, one of the guys from the social team at Cane's was like, "Man, I really, really want to get this piece on a phone." And I kept trying to inject it because, you know, they're getting swarmed for autographs when we're done with the bulk of filming. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this. And
Was
then,
that out on the stage?
it was out on the stage.
Yeah,
and then
I remember
it was
that.
Kirk. He jumped in. He was like, "Hey, can you use real quick?" And
Yep.
we ended up using some of that for one of the reels, which was really cool. So, I mean, overall, like, I feel like obviously we've got more of these puppies to come. I think we're flying to Miami in the morning.
Yep.
You know, to keep the party going.
Yeah.
But I think that these type of shoots are something I'm kind of proud of because I feel like it's like you put all of your skill and all of your ability to plan and all of your ability to focus and all of your ability to have a witty, clever idea from a director perspective into 1 hour.
Right.
And so it's like, it's kind of a collection of your career that's like, are my instincts good? And same as a cinematographer, photographer. You know, you've been shooting a lot of the photography, you've been shooting a lot of the A and the B cam. All those little, like, you don't have time. Like you guys said, we don't have time to be like, "Hey, hang tight, everybody. I forgot to do this." No. Like you might cost somebody 30 grand by sitting the camera down. So it's interesting. I'm curious, you know, we're coming to a close here, but I'm curious if you guys have thought about that any. Does it feel good? Is it nerve-wracking?
Yeah, I mean, I can touch on that. It is, you know, I work well under pressure. I always have my whole life. It's just something that I know is there, and in the back of my mind, you really can't mess up. Or if you do mess up, you just have to keep going, and you just have to. You never throw your hands up and just say, "I can't do this." So for me, that's kind of the looming thing in the back of my head is just no matter what, knowing that we just have to put a smile on and keep going because you just can't. I mean, these are it's not just our career, our personalities on the line. It's these people we're working with. It's their time. It's their managers. It's the fans that show up. It's the people they're donating to. It's like this. It's not just this one little drop in the bucket. It's actually the whole ocean. So sometimes I feel the pressure of that. Yeah. But I work well under pressure. So you found the right guy.
Josh, you've been at Retro a little less time than Jacob has, but you've been in the trenches with us for a while now. I'm curious, this last week we were in Austin shooting the Parker McCollum spots, and they had all these posters printed out with this beautiful picture on there. I think that was a picture you shot in Cincinnati. That was... I'm curious, does that feel good? Is that cool?
Yeah, it feels incredible. Yeah, I mean, those, like he said, there's not a lot of time in between. So like when you're shooting these photos, for me, when I'm shooting these photos, you're like, man, you got to get the shot, but you don't really have time to take the picture and then go through and
look at it.
Be like, that's a good shot. So you're pretty much just shooting, hoping you're getting something good. And that was really cool to be able to see that printed out, and a bunch of people are coming up and grabbing these posters, and they're going to have them at their houses.
Yeah, he's autographing them.
Yeah. I autographed them just because
I got one with his autograph on it. For me.
There you go.
Because Parker had already left, and I was like,
that's all right.
"Will you autograph this for me?"
I love it.
Yeah, it was great.
It's an awesome feeling for sure.
Yeah, that's really cool. What's fun too is it's weird when you're a creator and you see stuff that you create because you're creating it. It's and it sounds so weird, and maybe it's just me. I'm a hyper perfectionist, so I always look for something to be incorrect with stuff. But it's funny when you get separated from it, say through a little bit of time, and then you come back and see it, and you go, "Dang, that looks good. Who shot that? Oh wait, Josh shot that."
Yeah.
Same goes with like the video work that we do, because it's like, it's funny for me, I'm so critical, not because I'm like a negative, crappy person, but I think just my job is to be hypercritical.
Well, you said it, honor.
Yeah.
You take pride and you put the honor
pride in what we're doing
on your shoulders.
And I want to make it great.
Yeah.
But it is cool when you pull back and go, oh yeah, like the really good stuff with like high level talent that we see, like we're creating some of that. Yeah. Like we're creating some of that. I think even when we did the Savannah Banana guy a couple weeks ago in Nashville, it was funny. One of the editors from Canes, he was telling me, he's like, man, he goes, that footage looked beautiful, and I was like, it did look beautiful, and it was funny how we did that with like, and maybe a little pat on my back, just having a lot of experience, but it's funny, like one light with a dome on it, another light specular, a couple pieces of tape blocking out the overhead, some Zeiss primes shooting at like 1.4, and it looked as good as if we'd had a grip truck and a crew.
And you fit it all in a suitcase.
And it fit it all in a suitcase. And to me, that's something like, actually, it's funny, but I think it's, even though we travel a lot for these things, there's something about it that's a little bit addictive to me. I like the energy of like, man, we're going to come in with like stuff in a little bag and we're going to make it look like freaking beautiful cinema. I almost like it more like we have big shoots. Like we'll have big shoots with lots of people on them. And I mean, those are cool too, don't get me wrong. But there's something about these that I'm just like, I don't know. I get excited about it.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, having the know-how, because a lot of people would.
I think that's it. I think most people would say that can't be done with a couple people.
Yeah. In an hour.
Yeah. In an hour. Mm-hmm. Like what we pull off. And I think my whole career I've taken pride in that. I'm like, oh, someone said they can't do it?
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said they were too tired?
I'm not.
I'm up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's kind of where, the just the want and the like. It's a little bit of an addiction of like getting that, you know, and that feeling, and then the reward that comes with it, with seeing the product
10 million views in one day.
Night. And
it's crazy.
And I think that's another thing is we're always like going and beating things up and going through an edit, and it's almost like we get to see the fruits of our labor within a few hours.
Yeah, and that is really cool.
It kind of. Yeah, that kind of helps the thing keep going.
I mean, a lot of times we shoot stuff and it's been so long in post that I don't ever even watch it.
Yeah.
Like time it gets out and stuff, I'm just like, oh, that thing that we shot like 3 months ago, I'm like so focused on the next thing we're shooting. I was like, was it sharp? Was it good? Great.
Yeah. On to the next. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, that's cool. I appreciate you guys joining us today to talk a little bit about Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love. If you enjoyed this episode, we've got almost 50 other episodes in our season 1, and then we've got a handful in our season 2 that we're creating right now. And you can go to our website, retrospecfilms.com, check out other content that we've created. And if you want to hire us, you can't because we're booked. Just kidding.
Yep.
We might be available
and
eventually.
When you go to Cane's, make sure you get the box combo with no slaw extra sauce.
Extra sauce.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yep.
Slaw's great. You might like it. You're weird. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, the extra sauce. Make sure you say thank you for that extra sauce.
Get it in a Cane's cup.
Yeah, just get the whole cup.
Put a straw in there.
Something about that sauce.
Oh, man. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys
later.